Happy Sentinels Tuesday, everybody. I had to redo some things on OBS just now, so I hope this records properly. It's been a while since I showed off any of my own decks, and as it happens, I have just finished Wave 3 of Sentinels of the MLP verse. So today's hero deck is Rarity. Today's villain is Princess Miyamori Cadenza. That's interesting. She's a nice person. She's a good princess person. This should be fine. And we'll be fighting in the Crystal Empire. Backing up Rarity is modded Night Mist, because ain't no way I'm going to play regular Night Mist ever again if I don't have to. 1929 Magnificent Mara, which is the last Sentinels or Cauldron variant that I have not shown on this stream. I was specifically saving her for this moment, and it has come. I'm excited. And Benchmark Supply and Demand. I kind of wish I'd brought in Lifeline, because he gets crazy with Rarity on the team, but Benchmark does too, so this should be fun. Princess Miyamori Cadenza says, the start of the game, Princess Miyamori Cadenza enters Blushing Bride to be side up. Search the villain deck for all suspicion cards, shuffle them, put each of them into play, and remove the rest from the game. Shuffle the villain deck. How interesting. I wonder why she's a villain. I wonder. Villain cards are indestructible. Damage dealt by suspicions cannot be increased. When a suspicion would be dealt damage, reduce that damage to 1. When a suspicion is reduced to 0 fewer HP, flip it face down. When there are no suspicions in play, flip this card. So our job will be to beat through the suspicions, doing a little bit of damage every time, and we'll see how those work in just a second. When a villain card would enter play, place it in the top H-3 cards of the villain deck onto this card instead. H-3 is a very non-standard kind of thing, but it does show up in this deck a couple of times. So we'll be getting that card and the card under it under this card. End of the villain turn, the hero with the highest HP deals himself 3 psychic damage. Each other hero deals himself 1 psychic damage. Because we're trying to figure out what's going on at this wedding. Something is wrong, and we have some suspicions. Another headache. This card is immune to damage. It's got 40 HP. Start of the villain turn, one hero deals himself 5 psychic damage. Then if any hero is below half of their max HP, flip this card face down. I love them. When a player discards a card, this card deals itself 2 irreducible psychic damage. This is how all the rest of the suspicions work. If you do a thing, they hit themselves for 2, otherwise you can hit them for 1. In the villain turn, the player with the most cards in hand discards a card. At the end of each player's turn, if they discarded no cards that turn, they may discard a card. Singing off key. Suspicions are immune to environment damage. Face down environment cards are targets with HP. When an environment card is destroyed, this card deals itself 1 irreducible psychic damage. At the end of the villain turn, put the top card of the environment deck into play face down, then each environment target deals the hero target with highest HP 2 sonic damage. And lastly, a 6-year-old's birthday. When a player skips their play power or draw phase, if that phase has not already been skipped this round, this card deals itself 2 irreducible psychic damage. At the end of the villain turn, select the 3 heroes with the highest HP. Each must skip their next play power or draw phase. And it's worth noting that the way this is supposed to work is you pick 3 heroes, and if they all just wanted to skip their draw phase, they could do it, but it won't count for the self-damage on this card unless they each do a different one. So they don't have to each skip a different one, but they should. I've got the rest of the suspicions over there so we can look at them at the end of the game. So, start of the villain turn. Somebody hits himself for 5. The way to do this card well is to either select the hero with the lowest HP, which would be Magnificent Mara, or select somebody who's going to heal quickly. So I'm going to do this on Night Mist. She hits herself for 5. Nobody's below half. She will have to be at 13 or lower to get that to flip. Now we put 2 cards under the villain character card. Don't get to see what they are. End of the villain turn. Benchmark hits himself for 3. Everybody else hits themselves for 1. Somebody has to discard a card. Benchmark's got 2 of those. Doesn't matter. That hits itself for 2. We put the top card of the environment deck face down. It has 4 HP, and it'll hit Benchmark for 2. And then everybody but Night Mist has to skip a phase of their turn. Rarity will skip her card draw because she can draw with her power. Magnificent Mara will skip her power because it's probably not going to be very useful. Benchmark will skip his play. Alright, here we go. So, Rarity has 2 main kinds of cards. I've only got 2 of them, so it's not going to help. She has dresses, and she has designs. The dresses all work the same way, the designs all work the same way. I will get to those once we actually find them. She also has a special rule. Let's just take a look at her power really quickly. It says, reveal the top card of your deck. If it is special, one player may draw a card. Put the revealed card in your hand. A special card is a card with the keyword other than, one shot, equipment, ongoing, or limited. So, relics are special, burst cards are special, her dresses and designs are special, but a limited ongoing is not special. So, I believe everyone but Benchmark has special cards, and it's worth knowing that at the start of the game. One very important thing about Rarity is you need to know what everybody else is able to do in order to make them do it better. So, she's going to start with Gem Finding Spell, one shot. Each player may reveal cards on the top of their deck until a special card is revealed, put it in their hand, and shuffle their deck. Each player who did not put a a card in their hand this way may draw a card. So basically everybody either draws a card or they get a random special card off their deck. Oh, she gets her house. Night Mist will just draw. Magnificent Mara will go for one of her relics. Oh wait, and what am I saying? Benchmark has software and hardware cards. He will look for one of those. Hey, and I got hardware. Alright, good. Now, one player may discard a card. There's no reason to do that yet. And Rarity draws a card. Rarity is a very play and draw heavy hero. Now, we'll use her power, Inspire. Reveal the top card of her deck. It is a special card. It is a relic and an element. So somebody else can draw. We'll have that be Night Mist. And then she skips her draw phase, which means this card hits itself for 2. Okay. Night Mist doesn't have to skip anything. She'll play Amulet of the Elder Gods, drop 2 cards, hit this for 1, and draw 3. Okay, Magnificent Mara, jeez. Yeah, let's take a glimpse of things to come. Reveal the top card of the villain deck. It's a goo pod. Can't do anything about that. Draw a card, you may play a card. Actually, mix it up is not a bad idea. Let's do that. We will destroy an environment card. That was actually the Crystal Heart. Fantastic. So this hits itself for 2. And then we reveal the top 2 cards of that deck, put one into play, and discard the other. This is a very hero-centric deck, so this is not a bad idea. So we've got Amethyst, Marisberry, and Warfront. We don't want Warfront. We do want the Crystal Pony. Look at what she does in a moment. And then she skips her power phase. This card deals itself 2 damage and draws a card. Benchmark skips his play phase. That card deals itself 2 damage. He heals 1. We play the top card of his deck. Deployment Actuation. Fantastic. And there we go. We get that, and put a software card from his trash into his hand. He draws a card, and then he can play a hardware card. Let's go ahead and play the upgraded memory unit. He has 5 cards in hand, so he draws another card. Cool. That really worked. Oh, right. I also have a tendency to forget what the suspicions are supposed to do. She discarded 2 cards, so this would have hit itself for 4. That's important to keep track of. Okay, Crystal Empire plays the Honor Guard. They're a Crystal Pony. So Amethyst Marisberry is a Crystal Pony. At the end of the environment turn, if King Sombra is not in play, reveal the top card of one deck and replace or discard it. I think we will go ahead and just discard that card, so we don't have to deal with it later. And then she deals herself 1 psychic damage. The Crystal Ponies are all kind of depressed. The Honor Guard. If the Crystal Heart is in play, increase damage dealt by this card by 1. End of the environment turn, this card deals King Sombra and each Crystal Slave 1 melee damage. If no damage was taken this way, it was not. This card deals the villain target with the lowest HP 1 melee damage, but it can't because of singing off key. Then it deals itself 1 psychic damage. Alright, start of turn. Night Mist is going to hit herself for 5. She's not quite there yet. 2 cards under the villain, and then let's see, the highest is, it'll be Benchmark. Hits himself for 3. Everybody else hits herself for 1. She needs to be below 13, so if she uses her power, she'll be in the right spot. And then the hero with the most cards in hand discards a card. That is anybody but Magnificent Mara. I think we'll be Benchmark again. That hits itself for 2. Put a card into play, and then that's 3 instances of 2 damage going to the highest. And once again, everybody but Night Mist has to skip one of their play phases. I think we'll do it the exact same way I did it last time, because that worked out pretty well. Okay, time for Portable Wardrobe, because I'm not getting any dresses. It says when this card is destroyed, you may play a card. Power, select dress or design, reveal cards from your deck until a card with that keyword is revealed, put it in your hand, shuffle the other revealed cards into your deck, you may destroy this card. I will look for a dress. Over the moon. Put that in my hand. One major element of playing Rarity is sitting there and staring at your cards and going, okay, how can I best use these? Alright, I will destroy the Portable Wardrobe so I can play this dress. So, dresses all start with the same text. Play this next to a hero, not next to a dress, then you may play a design next to this. This card leaves play, destroy all designs next to it. So you immediately get a design play next to the dress. All dresses activate at the start of their turn. They allow the hero to discard a card, and this one, that hero discards a card, they regain 3 HP. I will do that later. The design I am going to play is Sequined. All designs say play this next to a dress, then if that dress has more than 3 designs next to it, destroy another design next to that dress. For this one, the first time each turn the hero next to that dress will be dealt 2 or fewer damage, they may redirect that damage to another target. This will be really nice on Night Mist. And then Rarity skips her draw phase, and this hits itself for 2. Okay, Night Mist doesn't have to skip jack shit. She's going to go ahead and play her Tome of Elder Magic. She's not using the dress because we want her to have 13 HP. She will use her power, not redirect the damage, draw 3 cards. So somebody's going to take the damage at the start of the villain turn, but then that suspicion will flip face down. Okay, Magnificent Mara. Let's do exactly what I did last time. Glimpse of things to come. Changeling Guard. That's okay, that's not too bad. Draw a card, and then we'll play Mix It Up, destroy this face down card. Oh, that was actually Cadence. How interesting. It's Princess Cadence, but but isn't she over here? This card deals itself 2 damage. We're not doing a lot of damage right now. And then we reveal the top 2 cards of the deck. We've got Crystal Slaves and Princess Flurry Heart. We don't honestly want either one. We'll take the Crystal Slaves because at least the Honor Guard can beat them up. And then she skips her power. This card deals itself 2 damage and she draws a card. Alright, Benchmark skips his play phase. This card deals itself 2 damage and is taken out of the game. Power, he heals 1. Play the top card of his deck. Overhaul loadout, okay. Oh boy, I don't really need to change any of those. And then he draws a card. I can play a hardware card, so I'm playing Subcutaneous Cybernetics because yes, I can play a software card. What an idea. Let's start with Shunt Energy. And then he heals 2. Very important. Alright, Crystal Empire, kind of getting out of control. Sunburst, the Royal Crystaller. Alright, so Amethyst Maresberry is going to reveal... She's going to reveal the top deck of the Crystal Empire. It's Sapphire Joy. We'll go ahead and replace her. She hits herself for 1. The Royal Guard hits the Crystal Slaves and itself. Crystal Slaves say when the Crystal Heart enters play, move this card to the bottom of the environment deck. If King Sombra is in play, increase damage dealt by this card by 1. At the end of the environment turn, this card deals the hero target with the highest HP 3 melee damage. Then discard the top card of the environment deck. If King Sombra was discarded this way, put him into play. Okay, so at least we know we won't have King Sombra discarded that way. So they're going to hit Benchmark. He will discard a card to heal 2. That's not too bad. And then we discard the top card. Sapphire Joy, nothing happens. Sunburst is not a Crystal Pony, notably. Hero targets are immune to damage dealt by Crystal Princesses, so that would be Flurry Heart specifically. At the end of the environment turn, if King Sombra is not in play, one player may reveal the top 3 cards of their deck, place one in their hand, and shuffle the others into their deck. That's going to be Rarity, because she's getting low on cards. She's got a hand of 4 cards, and that's not enough cards. Alright, that's it for the Crystal Empire. Start of the villain turn. Hey, here's an idea. A Night Mist is going to deal herself 5 psychic damage, discard 2 cards, which makes this hit itself twice, and she will redirect that damage to, let's say this. It only takes 1, but still, and then she's below half her HP, so that flips face down. You don't have to take the damage, you just have to be below half HP. The Changeling Guard and whatever else goes under the villain card. Magnificent Mara hits herself for 3, everybody else hits themselves for 1. He's not going to discard for that. And then most cards in hand has to discard. I guess that'll be Benchmark again. That hits itself for 2. And we put the top card into play. The environment's really getting out of control here. So that is 5 instances of 2 damage going at the highest. Okay, Night Mist can start healing. I'm actually going to play the Element of Generosity. Like all the other elements, it gives her a power to deal damage equal to the number of elements in play. We're not going to be using that. But the first time each turn she draws a special card, another player may play a card. So we're going to spread the love around. We don't have to skip our play phases anymore, so let's inspire. Art of the Dress is not special, unfortunately. But then she draws a card, and it's a pet, so it is special. We'll have Night Mist draw a card. Night Mist at the start of her turn is going to discard a card so she can heal 3. And then I'm going to play Planar Banishment because we need to get rid of some of this stuff. 4. Okay, I will drop 2 cards for that. Oh yeah, she discarded a card, which means that this takes itself out. And then she destroys 4 environment cards. We only actually need to destroy 3 of them. Oh, that was Sombra. We'll take out that guy, and we'll take out the Honor Guard, I guess. And we'll take out Sunburst for the maximum 8 damage to this. Alright, and she discarded 2 cards and redirects the damage to that. So Singing Off Key is defeated, and now that we have cleared through all of our suspicions, the villain flips. I rarely ever do this in the middle of the game. And yeah, it's Queen Chrysalis. Like, who didn't know that? So, Queen Chrysalis, ruler of the swarm, she is Twilight's nemesis. When flipped to the side, set her HP to 70, remove all face-down villain cards from the game. Put all targets under this card into play and discard the rest, shuffle the villain trash into the villain deck, and shuffle all face-down environment cards into the environment deck. So, we flip this stack over, see what we get here. We get a Changeling Drone, a Goo Pod, we'll deal with that in a moment, another Changeling Drone, Changeling Guard, another Devouring Love. Shuffle that into the deck. Alright, the Goo Pod says play this card next to the hero with the lowest HP, not next to a Goo Pod. That would be Rarity or Night Mist. You know what? Rarity doesn't give a shit. She doesn't need to deal damage. Reduce damage dealt to targets in this play area by 1. So that is the Goo Pod and Rarity. Targets in this play area cannot damage targets outside this play area. At the start of that hero's turn, Queen Chrysalis deals this hero 2 irreducible toxic damage. Changeling Drones, when this card enters play, if there are no other Changeling Drones in play, move H-3 Changeling Drones to the villain trash into play. End of the villain turn, they deal the hero target with the highest HP not dealt damage by Queen Chrysalis this turn 2 toxic damage. The Changeling Guard reduces damage dealt to Queen Chrysalis and itself by 1, and whenever Queen Chrysalis deals damage to a hero target, this card deals that target 1 irreducible melee damage. Chrysalis herself, when she deals damage to a hero, she regains 3 hit points. When a Changeling is destroyed, Chrysalis deals herself 3 psychic damage. It's worth noting that's H-1 HP and 3 psychic damage flat. End of the villain turn, shuffle the villain trash, reveal cards until the Changeling is revealed, put into play, return the other revealed cards to the trash, then Queen Chrysalis deals the hero with the highest HP 3 toxic damage. So, that was Night Mist's play phase. She still has a power to use. She's going to use her base power, use the ability on Sequin to redirect that damage to the Changeling Guard, and draw 3 cards. Okay, let's play Abracadabra, and we'll use Conjure Relic. One player may play a relic card. Another may move a relic card from their trash to the top of their deck. If neither happens, draw a card. So let's see. She doesn't have any relics in her trash, so I think she's going to play this Mesmer Pendant. I'll just play that on this drone, so it will attack Queen Chrysalis instead of us. And she draws a card. Alright, nothing going on at the start of his turn, but he can do stuff now. I'm going to play the Inferno Missile Pod, because that's real important, and it's time to start dealing damage. He will hit himself for 1, discard a card to heal 2, and deal 3 melee damage to the guard. Draw a card. End of turn. Play or draw. He will draw. Discard a card. 5 or fewer in hand. He draws a card. He heals 2, and then we do the Missile Pod, which has 2 cards on it. He will ping this guy for 2. Not amazing, but not bad. Crystal Empire, we're almost through the deck already. It's the Crystal Fair. Crystal Ponies are immune to psychic damage. Yay! At the end of the environment turn, if King Sombra is not in play, each Crystal Pony deals the villain target with the lowest HP 1 sonic damage. At the start of the environment turn, either each player discards a card or destroy this card. So, Amethyst Maresbury is going to do her thing, reveal the top card of the villain deck. It's a drone. Drones are fine. We'll let that go into play. And then she hits that drone for 1 sonic damage, and then she doesn't hit herself for anything. Fantastic. Okay, Chrysalis's turn. Hey look, it's Changeling Drone. Who saw that coming? She hits the highest for 3, that is Benchmark. He'll discard a card to heal 2, and then the Changeling Guard hits him for 1 irreducible. So the drones are not going to go after Benchmark. So the first one hits Mara, the second one hits Chrysalis for 1, and the third one will hit Night Mist, and we'll redirect that to the first Changeling, and she hits herself for 2. Alright, start of Rarity's turn. Chrysalis hits her for 2, and heals back all that damage, unfortunately. Damn it, she needs another dress. Okay, I'm going to play Opalescence, her pet. Rarity is a very low damage hero. She literally only has 3 cards that let her deal damage, and Opalescence is one of them. At the end of your turn, this card deals a target 2 melee damage. When this card would be destroyed, it first deals a target 3 irreducible melee damage. Then yeah, we will Inspire. It's a design. Somebody can draw a card. That'll be Night Mist. And I didn't draw that, so the element doesn't go off, but now I draw a card. It is a dress. Fucking finally. We'll let Benchmark draw a card. Alright, start of her turn. She will discard a card and heal 3. Oh right, and let's not forget Opalescence claws the goo pod for 1. I'm going to keep setting up with Master of Magic. She will use her power alongside Sequin, hit that guy for 1, and draw 3 cards. So you see already, the dress is not only allowing her to recover from having been the target of that suspicion, but the design on the dress is enhancing her capabilities, so she doesn't have to keep discarding. Okay, Mesmer Pendant is destroyed. Let's do Mystical Enhancement on Shunt Energy, so that'll increase the damage dealt by the power by 1. Fun times. Does anyone have a relic they want to play? Well, the answer is no, because it's either Night Mist or Magnificent Mara at this point. So she's going to take that Mesmer Pendant, put it on top of her deck, and draw it. Okay, Benchmark is going to play Deployment Actuation. I'm going to have all his freaking hardware in play. Ooh, onboard cooling systems. Fantastic. And I'm going to put this threat neutralizer in my hand. Power, he hits himself for 2. Really want to discard? No, I can discard that. Heals back the 2, and he'll do... Well, he can do 5 damage to the drone and take it out. She hits herself for 2. Oh, and then he can use a power to heal for 2. Flash Installation Drive. Good lord. I really wish he was up in the first position. Alright, he draws a card. Let's see, he has no hardware to play, so he draws a card. He will discard a card. He has 5 cards, so he draws a card. He heals 2. And let's see, 3 cards. Destroy all of those. He's going to do 3 damage to the drone, and then we discard the top card of his deck, and he can put a software card from his trash into play. Going to have it be multi-point HUD, which means he deals 2 targets 2 cold damage each, so he takes out the Changeling Guard, she hits herself for 2, that's just like with Akash Buddha and her Mountainous Carapace, and then he takes out the Changeling Drone, and she hits herself for 3, and now we are getting to somewhere. Okay, does everybody want to discard a card? The answer, unfortunately, is no. Golden Hooves, another Crystal Pony. Alright, Amethyst Maresbury will take a look at the top card of the villain deck. That's an ongoing. We do have some ongoing destruction. I think we can deal with that. It'll be Benchmark's turn. And she hits herself for 1. Golden Hooves says, at the end of the environment turn, if King Sombra is not in play, up to 2 players may take a card from their trash and place it on top of their deck. Oh yeah, definitely want that. Night Mist really likes that. And then she hits herself for 1. Okay, Chrysalis' turn. She plays Devouring Love. This is her ongoing. Hero targets cannot regain hit points. Whenever Queen Chrysalis regains HP, each non-character changeling regains 1 HP. At the end of the villain turn, she deals the hero with the most cards in play 3 energy damage. So, we shuffle the villain deck, put a changeling into play, it's the guard. She hits the highest for 3, which is Benchmark. He will discard a card and heal 2. Guard hits him for 1, she heals 3. The guard is at full, so that doesn't matter. And then, who's got the most cards in play? Is it also Benchmark? Fancy that. She hits him for 3 and 1. And then, at the start of Rarity's turn, she gets hit for 2 and 1, and she heals 3. That's where the guards really become nasty. Okay, I got a dress. It's the Rain and Stain. This one says at the start of their turn, the hero next to this card may discard a card. If they do, they may use a power. This is a Benchmark dress. This is actually going up here because otherwise I'm out of luck. And we will play Made for Action as the design next to it. The first time each turn the hero next to that dress discards a card, increase damage dealt by them by 1 until the start of the turn. So at the start of his turn, he can discard a card, use a power, and get +1 damage for the rest of the turn. This is going to be amazing. For Rarity's power, yeah, she's just going to Inspire. It's Portable Wardrobe, I knew that. And then she draws a card. It is not special, so nobody else gets to draw a card, and then Opal will hit that for 1. She's chewing away at it. Okay, does she want to discard a card? No, I don't think she does. It's time to start casting spells. Heedless Lash. She heals nothing because of the ongoing. We reveal Mists of Time. It's a 4 damage card, so we'll discard 2 for that, hit the guard for 3 and 3. Chrysalis hits herself for 2. And then put that in her hand. For her power, she'll use her base power. Sequin lets her redirect the damage. She draws 3 cards. Oh, I love this. Okay, Misdirection. Mara deals a target 1 sonic damage, and we'll have anybody but Rarity have Benchmark do 2 energy damage to her. Why not? Alright, let's see. Do we want to put that relic on top of her deck? One's a 2, that one's a 2. That's a no. Okay, Mara's going to just use her power and draw 2. Okay, start of his turn, Benchmark will discard a card, which means he can use a power, and that is going to be multi-point HUD to increase his damage for this turn. Because he discarded a card, he increases his damage for this turn. I want him to play Threat Neutralizer. That's important. Alright, so he played Threat Neutralizer, which means he can deal up to 2 targets. What, 3? 3 cold damage each. So he'll hit the Goo Pod for 2, he'll hit Chrysalis. Power number 1, Threat Neutralizer. Let's take out that ongoing card. Power number 2, Shunt Energy. He hits himself for 4. Ow. He'll discard a card so he can heal 2. And then he does 4, 5, 6, 7 damage to Chrysalis. That's insane. Draw a card. Alright, he can play a hardware card. So now we'll play the Reinforced Chassis, moving the environment trash out of the way. He has 5 or fewer cards, so he draws. He heals 2. 3 instances of 3 damage. Do I want to take out the Goo Pod or do I just want to hit Chrysalis? I want to take out the pod. Wastes a little bit of the damage, but this way Rarity can stop dying. And then discard the top card of his deck, put a software card into play. Oh yeah, load on initialization. I would really like to have that. And that's his turn. His damage buffs go away. That's how his turns are going to go for a while. Crystal Empire, Crystal Slaves. Okay, we reveal the top card of the villain deck. Familiar Faces, we will discard that. And she takes herself out, unfortunately. But she was very helpful. 2 players can put a card from their trash on top of their deck. Let's put this 4-point Astral Premonition on top of her deck. And let's do this auto-targeting protocol, so you can get that back eventually. She hits herself for 1. And the Crystal Slaves hit the highest for 3. That is Night Mist. She'll discard 2 for that. Send that at Chrysalis. And then we discard the top card of the deck. It's not King Sombra. It is, in fact, Sombra's Curse. And that's it for the environment turn. It's a very busy environment. It's one of the tightest decks I've ever designed. Alright, Chrysalis plays a Changeling Mimic. Oh boy. End of turn, she puts a Changeling into play. There are no other Changeling drones in place, so we get 1 more out of the trash. That's fine, it gives us some stuff to beat on. And she hits the highest for 3. That is, once again, Night Mist. Yeah, I think she'll discard. And in fact, we will send that right at the Changeling Mimic. So, first thing that happens, the first time each turn a hero target would deal this card damage, that target first deals itself 2 psychic damage. So this is real hard to get rid of, even though it's only got 3 HP. End of the villain turn, destroy an ongoing or equipment card belonging to the hero with the most ongoing equipment cards in play. So we're just going to short circuit that, and Chrysalis hits herself for 3 anyways. And then the drones go after Night Mist. The first one we can sequin onto the other one, and the second one will actually hit her. Beautiful. Okay, portable wardrobe. I need another dress. Hey, there we go. I'm definitely playing that one. Shuffle, destroy this card. I'm going to abracadabra it back into her hand. This is some good team support right here. I have the Gala dress, which is Rarity's dress that she wants to have for herself. At the start of a turn, the hero next to this card may discard a card. If they do, they draw 2 cards. Alongside that, I will be playing the Taffeta Cape. The first time each turn a hero card affecting this card's play area causes another hero to draw a card, play a card, or use a power, which Rarity's pretty good at, the hero next to that dress regains a hit point and may draw a card. Okay, she draws a card. Please let it be special. It's a design. Somebody else can draw a card. How about Benchmark? He drew a card. That means Rarity heals 1 and she draws a card. Oh boy, this is great. Do we want to take a little bit of damage? I kind of feel like I want to. I know I have a 4 on top of Night Mist deck. I'm going to Oblivion. We'll use this one. She heals 4. So we've got a 4 and a 3. Oh dear. Okay, everybody take 3. Opalescence is destroyed, but she will hit Chrysalis for 3 damage. She will discard 2 and redirect that to Chrysalis. 3 damage, 2 damage. He will discard a card and heal 2. And then they all take 3. That takes out Golden Hooves. The Crystal Slave is just going to die. Hits that. Chrysalis hits herself for 3. Hits that. Hits her. And then they all take 4. Chrysalis hits herself for 3. And 4 more. Okay, that was a little bit painful, but it was really, really worth it. And then for her power, she'll use her base power, sequin that onto Chrysalis, and draw 3 cards. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Your hand is faster than the eye. A villain card would activate start of turn or end of turn text. Destroy it instead, then destroy this card. Relics. Anybody want a relic back? She can't play hers. Nope, she's just going to draw 2 again. That's fine. Alright, start of his turn. He will discard a card to get his +2 damage with multi-point HUD and made for action. And then he can draw a card or play a software card. I think he will draw. Last equipment card. Legion Core Processor. He has all of his equipment out. I don't know that I've ever accomplished that before. Power number 1, Shunt Energy. He hits himself for 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, discards a card so he can heal 2, and hits Chrysalis for, I believe it was 7. Yep, that's great. Power number 2, he heals 2. Play the top card of his deck. Auto-targeting protocol, which means he deals up to 2 targets, 2, 3, 4 cold damage each. It's all coming down to just his turn. He draws a card. End of turn. He has no hardware to play, so he draws a card. Do I want to discard a card? Yeah, I'm going to discard a card. We're going to do so much damage right now. He draws a card because he doesn't have a lot in play. He heals 2. He does 4 instances of 3 damage. That is 12 damage to Chrysalis. Oh boy, she's not going to last. And discard the top card of my deck. Do I have any software I would like to put into play? How about a threat neutralizer? That's a good idea. Always good to have an extra one of those around. And that's his turn. Last card for the Crystal Empire. It's another honor guard. That's so close. They hit the villain target with the lowest for 1 melee damage. And Chrysalis survives. Okay, what is assuredly to be the final villain turn? It's Shining Armor. Oh my god. While there are more than 4 changelings in play, Queen Chrysalis is immune to damage. That is probably not going to happen. We shuffle the deck, we get a changeling drone, which means we get another changeling drone. Queen Chrysalis is not immune to damage. Oh yeah, she's not going to. I was going to say Shining Armor is going to finish her off, but not quite. She hits the highest for 3. Oh wait, no, that's Night Mist. Sorry, Chrissy. She dead. Okay. So, Rarity didn't even get started. I mean, she only has, okay, she's got 3 dresses out. That's not too bad. She only had 1 design on each. Wow, that was a fast game. So, that's these decks. I don't know if I actually want to go through Rarity's deck because it'll research, and most heroes in Sentinels of the Multiverse have about 14 to 18 unique cards in their deck. Chrono Ranger is the outlier. He's got 20. Rarity has 28. That's ridiculous. She has 5 dresses and 15 designs. They're all unique. She also has her house, her pet, and her element. And this deck took the most effort I have ever made for putting something together. Let me show you at least her house. This is Carousel Boutique. At the end of your turn, another player may discard a card. If one does, you may play a card. Power is play a card. She's very play heavy, so that's a very good card to have. Of course, the extra discards that she can cause people to do are for things like made for action. She's got designs that just react to things, and then she's got designs that react to when you discard a card. Her other one-shots idea: draw 2 cards, return all designs next to a dress in play and that dress to your hand. You may play a dress. If you do, play up to X designs next to it, where X is the number of designs returned to your hand this way. That's actually kind of a takeoff of Benchmark's overhaul loadout card. And her other one-shot art of the dress: for each dress in play, either draw a card or play a design next to that dress. If no cards were played this way, you may play a card. Dress Nightmare: discard up to 3 cards. Rarity deals up to X targets 3 psychic damage each, where X is the number of designs in your trash. You may shuffle your trash into your deck. Being able to shuffle your trash into your deck is a very good thing. The rules of Rarity: shuffle your trash into your deck. Reveal cards from your hand until a dress is revealed. Put it into your hand. You may put a design revealed this way into your hand. So that's a very unusual kind of reveal criterion. Shuffle the other revealed cards into your deck. Rarity may deal herself 2 toxic damage. If she takes damage this way, play a card. So that's just the backbone of her deck. All of her other cards you will have to go check out yourselves. Let's take a look at Chrysalis' deck, because we certainly didn't see everything in it. Familiar Faces, which was the one shot I discarded. Each hero deals a hero other than himself who has not been dealt damage this way 3 melee damage. Each non-character hero target deals itself 1 psychic damage, because all of your robots and whatnot are despairing because Mommy and Daddy are fighting. If no heroes took damage this way, each player discards 2 cards. We didn't actually see the rest of Shining Armor's card. He protects Chrysalis if there are too many changelings in play. They're taking over his mind. At the end of the villain turn, this card deals the changeling with the lowest HP 1 energy damage. Then Queen Chrysalis deals this card 2 psychic damage. So if you are having trouble getting through the changelings, you can take him out so that you can at least hit her. He's not a hero target or anything, but for the most part, he's useful to have around. Changeling Army, her other one-shot. Each changeling deals the hero target with the highest HP 1 melee damage. If no damage was taken this way, destroy a hero ongoing or equipment card. Play the top card of the villain deck. So she doesn't have a lot of cards in her deck, unlike Rarity. Let's take a look at the other 2 suspicions that we didn't get to see. Princess Demandy Pants. When a hero ongoing or equipment card is destroyed, this card deals itself 2 irreducible psychic damage. At the end of the villain turn, destroy a non-character card belonging to the hero with the most cards in play. But note that it only reacts to ongoing and equipment cards, so if you have, say, Captain Cosmic with a bunch of constructs out, it'll destroy a construct and not take any damage. And a lot to think about, which has 50 HP. This card is immune to damage. Increased damage dealt to hero targets by 1. This is very nasty, and you'll get it in about every other game with Queen Chrysalis. The start of the villain turn, if there are no other suspicions in play, flip this card face down. So you remember how Chrysalis flipped in the middle of Night Mist's turn. If that card is out, she will flip at the start of her turn, which means she gets to have a whole turn before anybody gets to deal damage to her. Let's take a look at the Crystal Empire, because we didn't see most of that. The Crystal Heart, Relic. Crystal Ponies and Crystal Princesses are immune to damage. When King Sombra is destroyed, each hero target regains 2 hit points, and the players draw a total of X cards, where X is the number of Crystal Ponies in play. When this card is reduced to 0 or fewer HP, Hope and Love are extinguished from the world. Game over. This deck actually started as a King Sombra villain deck, and then I realized that he doesn't have any personality or any threat level prior to Season 9, so some things still exist from that. Warfront. When this card enters play, destroy the Crystal Heart, search the environment deck and transfer King Sombra, put him into play, shuffle the trash into the deck. At the end of the environment turn, each Crystal Pony deals the hero target with the highest HP 2 melee damage. At the start of the environment turn, if there are at least 2 Crystal Ponies in the environment trash, destroy this card. So that turns your Crystal Pony friends against you. Princess Cadence, who we just fought the doppelganger of. At the end of the environment turn, this card deals King Sombra or the villain target with the highest HP 1 energy damage. Then if the Crystal Heart is in play, it and each hero target regain 1 HP. If not, play the top card of the environment deck. Princess Flurry Heart. At the end of the environment turn, this card deals each non-crystal princess target 2 sonic damage and destroys the Crystal Heart. So, bit of a trade-off there. And of course, King Sombra, who's Twilight's nemesis. At the end of the environment turn, this card deals Princess Cadence the Crystal Heart and the H-2 hero targets the highest HP, 3 infernal damage each. If no environment targets take damage this way, play the top card of the environment deck. When this card is destroyed, search the environment deck and transfer Sombra's Curse, shuffle the trash into the deck, and put the Sombra's Curse into play. Sapphire Joy just heals somebody. Okay, so the last card is Sombra's Curse. At the end of the environment turn, destroy all other environment cards, deal the X targets the highest HP, 3 cold damage each, where X is 2 plus the number of cards destroyed this way, then destroy this card. So it's a big environment wipe and reset, but it deals a bunch of damage on the way out. And that's your lot. That is Wave 3 of Sentinels of the MLP verse. There is still a little bit that I'm working on. There's a variant for Rarity that I haven't worked out completely, and there will be a variant for Nightmare Moon coming up. You can find those on Walker's Workbench along with everything else. And I just want to say, Rarity is the most complicated hero I've ever made. I am really not doing a good job of upholding my whole, this is so parents and kids can play Sentinels together with characters they enjoy. Yeah, no, ain't no kids gonna be playing any pony except Applejack maybe. But that's your lot. Thanks for joining me once again. As always, Tabletop Simulator, The Reaver, Sentinels, and Cauldron DLC, Adult Phages, Archives, and Walker's Workbench are not licensed Great Games products. Please support the official release and flip.